Hey YouTube family, it's Sarah. Ooh, it has been 3 weeks since my last confession. Since my last update. This is my week 72 update out from VSG, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy, weight loss surgery, which I had in Mexicali, Mexico, November 30th, 2012 with Dr. Aceves. Really quickly, I will do the numbers. Highest weight 460, surgery day weight 420. Not last week, 3 weeks ago, my lowest weight was 317.6, and today I weighed in at 320.7, which is a 3.1 pound gain over the past 3 weeks. For those of you who don't know, over the past 3 weeks, I was on vacation for 10 days, 4 days in Tampa and 6 days on a cruise or traveling home, whatever. So that has a lot to do with the 3 pound gain. I probably deserved bigger than a 3 pound gain considering how I ate and imbibed while I was away, but we'll get to that. I obviously made other videos talking about my Tampa and cruise experience, but I wanted to save the eating and drinking part for this video because that's something I normally talk about in weekly videos. So eating, let's start with that because that's less controversial. Other people have talked about this in their videos, but when you get weight loss surgery patients together, usually people tend to eat less than they normally do because when you have a bunch of normal people that you're traveling with, they all want to eat all the time. And they all want to talk about where they want to go and all this stuff. We don't really do that because a lot of people, depending especially on how far out you are, aren't really that interested in eating anyway or aren't really that hungry most of the time. So either you forget or you get involved in doing other things, or you're on the K-Star liquid diet, as we call it, and you just don't eat a lot. So when it came to Tampa, my eating was not much different than it is at home. I probably snacked a little bit more than had like real meals. But the other thing I wanted to mention is the meals that were provided by the WLSFA and the hotel were actually really great. I thought they were really good choices for weight loss surgery patients. They were delicious. I had no complaints whatsoever. So props to the WLSFA on that one. When it came time for the cruise, it's a little bit different. I know Corey J. Cook said it was like being a crack addict in a crack house. I don't have some of the issues that others do. I've said before, I don't consider myself to be a food addict. Most things I can take or leave. My problems had more to do with quantity than anything else. And so because I can't eat that much, it pretty much regulates most of what my issue with food was. And again, that's not to say I never had any emotional eating issues or, I don't just like food or whatever. I didn't have a poor relationship with food. But I know for a lot of people it was probably harder than it was for me. Also, I've been on 3 cruises since I had my surgery. That was the 4th. So I'm kind of, aware. And as you guys may have seen if you watch my pre-Tampa video, I gave myself permission to, do things that I wouldn't normally do. To eat things I wouldn't normally eat. I had a bit of dessert every night. I had a cookie every once in a while. I, ate something like fried fish one night or whatever. Stuff I would normally never do at home. I ate bread at dinner and oh my God, it was good. That is like a huge luxury for me at this point. And the reasoning behind that for me wasn't what I think some people might think, which is I'm going to reward myself because I deserve it after this long. It wasn't really about that. It's not really about a reward. It was just about trying to let go a little bit, trying to actually build a healthy relationship with food, because I think that it's easy for us to go too far the other way and to do this like, well, I can never eat this again and I can never eat that and I can never have a time when I don't monitor every single thing that goes in my mouth and it's a slippery slope and all those things that we tell ourselves. And, I made the conscious decision that I was going to let myself eat what I wanted. Obviously, I can't eat that much. I can eat a cookie. I can't eat 6 cookies, which is probably what I used to do, I can eat some dessert. I can't eat 3 desserts, which is probably what I used to do. So, yeah, I wasn't really concerned about it, and I was expecting to gain weight, and I don't actually think the weight I gained was necessarily from eating either. It was from extra calories, but yeah, I gave myself permission to just let go a little bit, and it was fun, but by the end of the week, I just wanted to go home and eat chicken and yogurt. That's kind of the beauty of being a weight loss surgery patient and of changing your lifestyle. You want to go back to your old lifestyle, which is healthy. So I haven't had any problems going back to eating the way I was, and I enjoyed the time that I had while I was on vacation. And, to me, as weird as it might sound to some people, that's actually an NSV. That's a victory. That kind of plays into the amazing, amazing video that Sarah in Oregon made about goal and what that means. And I'm going to make a follow-up video or a response video to that at some point, probably on Tuesday or maybe even this weekend. It just depends. But I needed time to think about it. But the fact that I can do what a normal person would do, quote unquote, normal, says to me that I've gotten to a good place in my journey. Because, you know, everyone else that I know goes away on vacation and indulges a little bit. They don't necessarily go crazy, but they go away and they indulge a little bit, and then they come home and they do what they need to do to, you know, get that weight off. Old Sarah would have gone on vacation, indulged in everything twice as much as she does at home, and then come back and continue to do the same thing and not cared if she gained 20 pounds and would have just continued gaining weight. That's what old Sarah did. I'm not old Sarah anymore. And that's just one more indication to me of how my life has changed. So as strange as it may be for me to say I gained 3 pounds, yay for me, it was a victory for me to be able to just let go a little bit and have what I felt like was a more normal relationship with food and my body and myself as a whole. So yeah, I don't know if that really makes sense to anyone or y'all think I'm crazy, but thumbs up from me on that. Drinking. Okay, so this is really, I know this has been really controversial in the community lately. There was just a big thing on Facebook the other day. Okay. I'm going to try and not get defensive about this, but here's the thing. I understand that there are a lot of people out there who feel that drinking is inappropriate after weight loss surgery, or just in general. I mean, there's people who just don't drink. I don't judge anyone for drinking or not drinking. The truth is, I did a lot of my drinking before I turned 19, which is the legal drinking age where I live. And then I hardly drank at all for many, many years. I was not a party girl. I did not drink a whole lot. I didn't need alcohol to have a good time. I still consider that to be the truth. I don't need alcohol to have a good time. I'm in a bar every Sunday night, and I have alcohol probably once a month. And when I do, it's a couple of drinks. I've only ever been drunk in that bar twice in probably 7 years. So if that doesn't tell you what my normal stance on drinking is, it should. I'm not a heavy drinker, but what I can be prone to doing is binge drinking. I'm not saying it's a good thing, just sharing. And, you know, I made a video talking about the fact that I was going to allow myself to drink what I wanted, have fun, you know, whatever, while I was away. That might not be the right decision for you. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you what I am doing. And I'm going to make another video, probably after this one, although I won't upload it today, but about making videos, being in this community, being seen as a role model. I'm going to read some comments that I read on Facebook the other day, which, you know, gave me a lot to think about, but also upset me a little bit because I didn't like the tone of what was being said, to be honest. And it's not going to be a video of answers. It's going to be a video of questions. And it's stuff that I think is important for everyone who's in the community to consider and think on. So that video, I will talk about this a little bit more. But the fact is that I'm not making YouTube videos to be a role model to people. Just because I'm talking about the fact that I went on a 9-day bender doesn't mean that you should. I'm just sharing what happened. Did drinking cause me to gain weight? You bet your sweet bippy it did. There's no way I could have consumed the amount of extra calories from alcohol, empty calories, okay, carbs, whatever, I'm not going to lie, without gaining weight. I was aware of that. I accepted that from the beginning. At no time did I feel like I was out of control. At no time did I do anything that I regretted. Maybe that means I'm lucky, you know, maybe I'm one of the lucky ones. But you need to judge yourself accordingly. That's all I can say. You need to take responsibility for your journey. You need to do what makes sense to you, and you need to judge yourself accordingly. I certainly did not encourage others to drink. There were a lot of people in our group who didn't drink at all. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. And I know there have been some people who attributed the drama, which I won't even get into, to alcohol. It literally had nothing to do with alcohol in the least. Everything that happened in that situation was actually when people were completely sober and had to do just with maliciousness and group dynamics more than it did with alcohol. So this isn't necessarily in defense of me or anyone else who was in Tampa. But yeah, I want people to understand that I'm not sharing that information because I'm trying to encourage people to drink alcohol post-surgery. It is absolutely true that alcoholism is an issue in our community, that alcohol dependence is an easy thing to turn to deal with the mental issues and emotional issues that happen after surgery, that alcohol is an easy transfer addiction. Carney Wilson spoke at the LessOfSarah event and spoke about that, about how she turned to, wine and other things to fill that void that food had filled for her. And I also think a good point that was brought up was that, it's important to know the why of why you are consuming alcohol. I don't feel like I need to consume alcohol to have a good time, but frankly, it does kind of enhance things. I also enjoy drinking alcohol, and I haven't really very often since surgery. I also like to think I can recognize when it's becoming a problem for me. As I did in December, you guys may remember I felt like I was drinking a little too much and for the wrong reasons, because I was drinking to deal with anxiety. That's not really a problem anymore. So this was not about dealing with issues or anything other than just being with my friends, having a good time. That's it. And I haven't had a drink. Oh, that's not true, actually. I had one shot last night. But other than that, I haven't drank since I've been home. I don't really plan on any big drinking nights in the next little while. Probably not for a couple of months, to be honest. So I just felt like I needed to talk about that because I don't want people to get the wrong impression. Nor do I want people to think that I advocate drinking after surgery. I don't. Because it's a choice that I make for myself, does not mean that I'm advocating that other people should do the same. So I feel like I have to put that PSA out there because I know some people have gotten their panties in a twist because yes, I have gotten multiple private messages or comments. Some of them were honestly, as far as I'm concerned, cross the line as far as something I would say to someone that I don't really know. So yeah. And I'm not talking about generalizations. I'm talking about people personally commenting to me. So, that said, you know what? I have a thick skin. It's okay. I will talk about this in my next video too, but putting myself out there means that I put myself out there for people to judge and to comment on, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I can take it. But, that is why I probably seem a little bit defensive, because I'm not defending my decisions. I don't feel like I have to defend those to anyone. Sorry, guys, I don't. But what I am defending is the fact that I'm not out here advocating that people do things that are unhealthy for them. I'm not trying to be an example. So I'm sorry, this video got kind of heavy at the end. I didn't mean for that to happen, but yeah. There were a couple eating things I wanted to talk about, and now I went off on that tangent. Oh, one was that the one thing alcohol does cause a problem with is I put things in my mouth that I shouldn't. That was actually much better than it has been in the past. I don't really know why that is, but I really did not eat a lot off plan while I was drinking, except that there was one night where I ate a grilled cheese. I was really hungry and I just ate it like nobody's business, and then felt ill for 3 hours afterwards because I don't vomit, so that I just feel really, really sick for a long time. Not fun. So I paid the price that one night, that's for sure. I was trying to think if there was anything else. Generally speaking, nothing bothered me that I ate on the ship. Everything was fine. I mean, things were cooked differently than I'm used to, and I ate some things that I'm not used to. But, usually it wasn't any different than anything else. So I know a lot of people get nervous about, especially cruising, but traveling and eating. And, just do what you normally do. But also, again, I'm not encouraging, but I'm just saying what you do 90% of the time is what's important. Your consistent everyday routine is what's important. And that 10% of the time that you maybe, go to a special event or it's not an excuse to eat off plan or any of that. But what it is sometimes is just an excuse to let go of that weight loss surgery thing for one moment and just enjoy the moment, because that was what I felt like I was able to do. I was able to let go of this crazy relationship that I have with food and just enjoy the moment, whatever that was. So, yeah, that's it for this week. And always remember, it's not just about what you've lost, it's about what you gained. Have a good one.